Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Dead Silence Simulator. So I did some thinking, right? And I think I do want to go through with my my last proposed plan, right? We're gonna go through these white locks because it only has like one scene behind it, right? There's no way that's like the good end, right? I don't believe it. Then we'll go through the red locks, and that's got to be the right way, right? Full disclosure. I did ask a friend of mine who has played the game before. I said, "Hey, what are these keys, my dude? Like, what am I looking for here?" Because, like, again, I normally if I'm doing this by myself, I'll spend 30 hours fucking bashing my head in this room trying to figure it out. But for you all, I want this to be a little more expedient. So they were able to confirm for me that from their memory, which I mean, it could be wrong. But based on their memory, these keys are dialogue options that you pick, right? So like you pick the right dialogue option, that goes through with it. So we're going to go through and pick the right dialogue options, maybe. They also told me that if you go to the flowchart, if you pick the right dialogue option, it should, like, in the flowchart, it won't be X'd out anymore once you pick the right one, in theory. We'll see how well that holds up. I don't really remember most of these, truth be told, so I'm gonna have to redo the whole damn room each time, probably to no one's surprise. I don't remember where dialogue is in anything, so we're gonna go through it, though I will probably just jump around the flowchart. I do believe that works fine. I think you can jump around the flowchart and still be okay. You don't have to, like, actually go through every single bit. But we'll test it out, and I don't know, maybe it won't work. Who knows? So anyway, let's go to the second class cabin. Also, I did a little legwork. Well, first, hold on, seek a way out. I did some legwork for you all. Crazy, right? Full on preparing? Who the fuck even are you? And what have you done with my full on? I went through and just saw, I just wrote down which doors I needed to go through for the white lock path. Because I didn't want to get to the decision and be like, I don't know. And then fuck it up and, yada, yada. So, went ahead and wrote that down. Oh, it's this room with the okay, this is, we gotta get the tile eventually. I don't remember everything. We're gonna kind of skim through a lot of this, because again, we've seen it all. Also, I figured out how to skip. You just, like, do that, and then you go, Nyam. Oh, fuck, dialogue. Yeah, you know what, I guess I am worried about you. I don't know. We'll see if this worked at the end of the room. This was, yeah, the time zero joke. Got it, understandable. Let's move on. So, shoot, here's the map, right? Oh, I can't, I just gotta click real friggin' quick, dude. Yeah, hit me with that skip action. We're gonna go flying. This gives me some time, I guess, to talk about current, you know what? I'm just gonna go with the same. No, replica, different one. This one, I'll pick a different one. I don't know. Let's just do things in a confusing order, so that way I won't be able to remember what's right. I can only auto. I can't skip. Bruh.
No.
I gotta be a real click lord here.
Jumpy.
Come on. Yeah, you know what? I do.
Yes.
I do believe in curses.
The curse.
Yeah, here's the mummy. Okay. Oh, ice never melts. Skip, let's go. Send me, baby.
The priestess?
What are you, bruh?
Well, supposedly.
Why'd you
she's
stop?
Really pretty.
Just keep skipping, my dude. Did I click on accident, maybe? I don't know. I'm dumb as hell. Who could say? Who could genuinely say? So, like, hold on. If I go, like, no, not item. I want to go menu, flow. Ooh, they're unlocked. Well, they're unlocked all the way down here. Why? I haven't done that one yet. I don't... So could I, in theory, just go ahead and go here? This has got me thrown for a loop. I'm not gonna lie. This has me... You know what? Okay, you know what? We're gonna go here. We're gonna go to the operating room. And we're gonna just skip ahead. Now, if I go back to the flowchart, are the other locks still open? That's the question. So now if I go flowchart, yes. Okay. I guess that works then. It's just that easy. I don't even know if I really needed to. I didn't realize I'd be able to skip through further like that. I thought I'd have to skip to like the decision point. I didn't even need to write down the fucking doors. Oh my god, I'm so goddamn stupid. Jesus Christ. Okay, operating room. We did this one very recently. First we gotta uncover you. What was her name? Lucy, that's right, Lucy. Yeah, look, I didn't want to look at the thing again. Give me the forceps. Excuse me, the kosher forceps. They are Jewish forceps. That was a truly horrid joke. I'm so sorry. That was honestly like offensive. That was yikes. That was very yikes. It's just not good at all. And then we cut that open with the scalpel, right? Yeah. Combine. Boom. Got the key. The key lets me go into both rooms. Now, I remember in one of these rooms, we had like a big long talk with Seven. It was in this room, right? So maybe here was a decision point I needed to make? I don't actually know. Give me the liquid. We need both liquids. Yeah, okay. So carbon dioxide, ammonia, and ethanol. So carbon dioxide is, so it's 3, what the fuck was ammonia again? Oh fuck, I skipped past it. Oh yeah, there could be anything in that thing. The ethanol is 7, 8, 9. 3 something 9. What's ammonia? 3, 4, 9? Is that right? 3, 4, 9? Oh, fuck. Just leave, I'm done. I'm over it. I think it's 3, 4, 9. 3, 4, 9. Boom. Give me that arm, baby. Give me that heart. You know what? Hold on. The piece of paper's coming back. I know I said I was gonna leave it nearby in case I needed it again. But like, look, it's been a couple days for me, okay? Like, I had to rearrange my desk. I had to move it, all right? Piece of paper's coming back. This is technically a whole binder with paper in it. There's one piece of paper that's got all my notes here. Did I write down what I needed to do? What I needed to change? No, I did not. I just wrote down the various weights. Because I remember the swap puzzle. I think it was literally change everything. Right? Like, it was something real straightforward. Like, you literally change all of it.
You think we should go back?
Okay, so let's get a little skip action going. Man, remember when Clover was a murderer? That was fucked up. That was pretty wild. Here he's talking about, yeah, the ice never
communicating with one another.
Oh.
Transmitting information in a way humans couldn't perceive. This phenomena spread throughout the world, right?
Okay, this is new. Junpei looked up at Seven with half a smirk. Seven stared at him, dumbfounded.
Yeah, that's it exactly. But how did you know?
I heard another story, kind of like that one.
When?
In the freezer.
What? The freezer?
Yeah, June told me.
Junpei told Seven the story he'd heard from June in the freezer in the kitchen. How one day, glycerin began to crystallize. And the story of ice that wouldn't melt at room temperature. When Junpei was done, Seven looked thoughtful and absent-mindedly rubbed the scar on his chin.
Ice that doesn't melt at room temperature, huh?
That sounds familiar?
Yeah, hold up. I feel like I can remember something. It's right there.
Seven squinted. His eyes stared off into space, as if he were trying desperately to focus on something far away.
Do you?
Oh, do you know about Ice 9?
Do you know about Ice 9?
Ice 9? Ice 9. Ice 9.
Yeah, we're trying to like remind him, right? Because that was the more specific of the two, I imagine. Surely that's the right one.
Ice.
Ice, baby. Again, I agree. Suddenly, Seven's eyes shot open.
That's it. I remember now. That woman, she's on this boat.
What? The murderer who's in this room with us?
That woman?
Alice!
I'm sorry, who?
Who's Alice?
Come on, the woman who won't melt at room temperature.
Oh my god, is this the fucking mummy? The literal mummy.
Huh?
It became clear to Seven that Junpei had no idea what he was talking about. He ran his hand across his face and took a deep breath.
You know how the Titanic sank on April 15th, 1912, right?
Of course, yeah, I remember that date just like it was yesterday.
Yeah, more than 1,500 people died. Worst maritime accident in history. What about it?
Did you hear about the boat that was sent to collect the dead bodies?
No.
I think that was the RMS Carpathia, right?
Who remembers this? Tell me, no, one of you viewers is gonna be like, I remembered that. No, nobody's gonna just, if on the top of their head, when they're trying to escape Jigsaw's fucking Sexnasium dungeon of weirdo puzzles, they're gonna remember, oh yeah, the boat that went to collect the bodies after the Titanic, it was the RMS Carpathia. Obviously. Fucking go on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, guy. Like, hit up some Jeopardy, dude. What the fuck is this?
It was a cruise liner, just like the Titanic.
No, that was the ship that picked up the survivors. The ship that collected the dead bodies was the CS McKay Bennett.
Oh, of course.
McKay Bennett showed up on April 17th, 2 days after the accident. It set out from Halifax, a port in Canada, and recovered 306 bodies. The
Damn.
Atlantic that far north was really cold. It would have to be for there to be icebergs and stuff.
Yeah, checks out.
Anyway, the bodies they pulled out of the water were frozen solid.
This isn't a very nice story. So, what happened next?
Well, they say the McKay Bennett recovered something more than just dead bodies. There were various bits of stuff floating around in the water. Things the drowned had carried with them, or stuff that dislodged as the ship sank.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. It was a big old friggin' ship.
One of the things they found was a coffin.
Oh my god, yup.
Yeah, a wooden one. The craftsman who made it must have been pretty skilled.
Dude, this is some part one JoJo shit. Dio's in there, all right? Like,
It wasn't
come
just a wooden
on.
coffin. It was all wood, no nails, no reinforcements, no gaps in the wood anywhere. The thing was airtight.
That's impressive.
The crew got pretty curious about what might be inside it and opened it up. They had to get a wedge and hammer it open, and they saw what made.
It probably designed to not be
Inside.
opened.
They found a woman. Or, I guess you should say, they found the dead body of a woman.
Okay.
Her hair was thick and black, and her skin rich brown with no blemishes or signs of decomposition. They say that she looked gorgeous, like a goddess. She was obviously
Weird.
dead, but everyone who looked at her said she just looked like she was sleeping.
Very weird energy. This dead body looks like a
Her
goddess.
skin was so lifelike, she looked like she might wake up any minute.
Some heavy maidenless
She did.
energy right there.
Like the rest of the bodies they found, she was frozen solid. Eventually, the McKay Bennett finished searching and returned to Halifax. The 306 bodies were unloaded and taken ashore. However, it was warm enough that they began to thaw. They say that the stink was horrible.
Yeah, I can
There was
imagine.
one body that didn't thaw. And that was...
The Egyptian mummy from the
Girl
coffin.
in the coffin.
That's right. Everybody thought for sure that she'd melt and start to rot like the rest of them eventually. But weeks passed and nothing happened. Then a month passed, and another. And it was summer, and she was still frozen solid. After a while, people started to say she was some sort of miracle.
What a miracle! A miracle? Oh my god.
Rumors about her started to spread. People came to visit Halifax from all over. After a while, people started to call her All Ice.
Oh my god, and there's the fucking all ice notebook that was all the Egyptian hieroglyphs. Of course. No, this was in, hold on. Oh my god, this was in AI. This was in this all ice shit with the other frozen person. Oh my, I get it now. I'm working backwards. No, clearly this game is referencing AI the Somnium Files, the game that came out, what, like a decade later?
Alice.
All
Of course,
ice
rumors didn't last long.
Alice. That's so fucking stupid. Oh my god.
Why?
Well, she up and disappeared. One day Alice was there, the next day she wasn't.
And she thawed and walked away like an
They say
Egyptian.
someone snuck into where they were keeping her and stole the body. With the body gone, the rumors followed pretty quickly. And after a while, no one remembered her. You might be able to find something about her if you could find a newspaper from back then, but that's about it.
Wait, you just said that she was on this boat.
Yeah, I did. Alice has got to be somewhere on this ship.
Why does she have to be somewhere on the ship? Because this was the same ship?
Now why the hell would you say something like that?
Because I know.
What?
What is it you know?
Oh, no, because he was on this boat before, right? That's why he knows.
What happened to Alice after she was stolen?
Junpei gulped.
All right, tell me, what happened to Alice?
Seven nodded slowly and took on the look of a man recalling something long. I'm trying that one again, redoing that line. Seven nodded slowly and took on the look of a man recalling something long buried.
Well, around that time, the word was that there was a special black market in New York. All millionaires from all over the world.
Look at this dude here. Look at this dude. Bruh, when did this take place? Your bow tie is like horribly fitted on you, guy. It's like flapping off. This is a damn clip-on, like, or it's not technically, I guess bow tie clip-ons, they don't clip on like other ties. There are some that are just like, there's like a string that you clip to. It's kind of like a necklace almost. That must be what this guy's wearing, clearly.
I've heard that Alice went up for auction there. The person who won the auction was Lord Dashiell Gordain.
Oh, the dude who had his Titanic complex.
Heard that name before, right?
Lord Gordain. Oh, isn't he the guy who bought the Gigantic?
Oh, yeah.
The Titanic sister ship.
Yeah, he bought the Gigantic. He didn't buy the Titanic, but he did have the Titanic complex. I was right.
Yeah, that's him. Although I guess he hadn't done that yet.
What do you mean?
Gordain bought Alice in 1912. And 4 years later, in 1916, he bought the Gigantic.
How do people remember these dates so well, man? Like, I couldn't tell you these specific years on anything. Literally anything. If you asked me about anything, you said full on name something that happened on a year. I don't know if I could. I could maybe tell you the year I was born, maybe, depending on the day.
Alice somewhere on the Gigantic, but nobody knows where.
I remember like it was
He
yesterday.
died in 1931, and apparently he died without ever telling anyone where Alice was hidden. However,
What?
well, he did have one close friend who asked him, "Where is Alice?" And he said, "Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the Forest of Knowledge beneath the navel of the Gigantic."
Small chamber past the Forest of Knowledge beneath the navel of the Gigantic. So in a small chamber past, I presume, the library of the Gigantic. Which this boat does have a library. I remember in the other path, right?
What the hell is that? Is it some kind of riddle?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Seven threw his hands up in defeat.
So that's it. Whatever you think, I believe it. She's hidden somewhere on the Gigantic. In other words, she's hidden somewhere on this ship.
Okay. Before Junpei could dispute Seven's rather bizarre claim, as Junpei was trying to figure out what on earth he was going to say next, Clover's shrill voice pierced the room.
Hey, what are you two doing over there?
Lollygaggers.
Stop wasting time and get over here.
Okay, we're coming.
Jeez.
Seven looked at Junpei.
Yeah, so anyway, that's the story. It might be useful someday. Don't forget it.
With that cryptic remark, he turned and left the room.
Alice. Huh.
Junpei was left behind to ponder what he'd just heard. He tried to remember what June had told him earlier.
That mummy wasn't just a normal mummy.
They say that she was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery all the way through to when it got put on the Titanic. Even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted.
Was that Egyptian priestess Alice?
I just, where are we going with this? I'm so lost. Normally I can kind of piece together and see at least, the vector a story is taking. I have no fucking clue with this frozen Egyptian mummy shit. I have no earthly idea how that is ever going to intersect with our path right now.
Did the water in her body become Ice 9?
Oh my god. So stupid. Every time I see Ice 9, I just can't help but laugh. It's so ridiculous.
That's nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There's no way somebody like that could exist.
Junpei shook his head, trying desperately to clear it, and followed Seven to the operating room where Clover was waiting. So, hold on. So now, if we go flowchart, oh, key unlocked, but there's another one here. Or is that the next room? I think it's the same room. It's like lower though, right? Because it's not like at the top of this square. So I assume I need to keep going through this one. So we'll finish this room then. I believe I needed some other parts. Oh, hold on. I don't have the key equipped. All right, let's go through here. I had to do the liquid puzzle, right? So yeah, it's a beaker. Yeah. Where, oh, because the item got used up, I don't have another one. That's right. So red liquid, turn this bad boy on. It did indeed turn red, Clover. You are correct. Open the red door. Get a little fake right leg action. Then we go blue liquid. I wonder if I could just do these all at once, or if I need to like individually open each locker. I don't know. A little late to test that theory now, seeing as how there's only one left. So red liquid, I skip past the blue liquid because I'm dumb, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. We did a little color combination action, little color combi. Little color combine harvester. I don't know, man. That song lives rent-free in my head. Like, it's been years, literal years since I heard it, but it's still just like, I don't know. It's so like not good. I'm sorry if you're a fan, but it's just very not good. Can we not assemble you now? Yeah. So now we assemble Lucy. Combine, yo! Okay, so now we go here, right? Kilogram. Lid, can't open it. We look at John next? I don't remember. Hold on, how do we activate the like scale thing? Yeah, here we go. Now we need to get the swapping. Give it a shot. Perfect. Okay. So, yeah, we literally just swap everything, I think, in order to get them the right weight. No, that's a lie. We don't swap everything. Hold on, I'm close though. She needs to lose 0.3. So if I switch the heart, there we go. Oh, thank God I kept this piece of paper. That was incredible. Okay, so now we check out John's thing. Open the hatch, baby. Yeah, give me that key. Let's get out of here. So I'm curious what the other dialogue is, because I don't remember what we talked about at the end of here. Like, I thought we were just kind of like, yeah, we did it. Let's get out. All right, piece of paper, you can go for now. Ugh, I just set it on the floor because I'm an animal.
Hey, hold on.
Junpei stopped, about to put the key into the doorknob.
Oh, what's up?
Where's Clover?
Huh?
I remember this bit. Junpei turned around. Clover was nowhere to be seen.
Oh, God damn it. Where the hell did she go? Okay, just hold on a minute. I'll go get her.
Sure thing.
Junpei left Seven at the door and headed back to the operating room. He found her standing next to the operating table. He was staring at the mannequin.
Hey, Clover, what's wrong? Come on, let's get out of here.
She didn't respond. If she hadn't been standing up and breathing, Junpei might have thought she was dead.
What are you doing? Did you want to come back here and say goodbye to John?
It wasn't the best joke, but it was something. An attempt to lighten the mood. Clover didn't laugh. She stood stock still and said nothing.
Hey, Clover, can you hear me?
Perhaps it was something he'd said, or perhaps it was something else. Suddenly, her mouth opened, and she whispered in a dry, dead voice.
My brother might be dead.
Yeah, we know he's dead. I'm sorry.
Huh?
That's why we couldn't find him. If he's dead, I'm going to be next.
Hold on, this happened and then you became like an axe murderer. Suddenly the operating room felt very, very cold as all ice walked in.
What
Hello?
are you talking about?
My name is Alice. I am eternally frozen.
What's wrong with you?
He gave her a small shake, but she still didn't respond. Silence grew heavier. I know we've seen this. I don't know if there's gonna be a new dialogue prompt, because we got new dialogue earlier, right? So. Junpei, what do you want to do? Oh. Give her the 4-leaf clover, right? That's the fucking Santa gave it to us in the second class cabin. I remember now. That's why the path starts there, because you have to get the because it's not an actual clover, it's a bookmark, right? Because he's like, I hate luck. And I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you, you weirdo? But whatever. Yeah, give her the bookmark.
Oh yeah.
He didn't know why, but suddenly Junpei remembered something he'd been given earlier.
It's in my pocket somewhere. Here it is.
He reached into his pocket and dug it out.
A 4-leaf clover.
Santa had given it to him in the second classroom. He held it out to Clover.
Hey, did you know? Each leaf means something. Hope, faith, love, and luck. That's what a 4-leaf clover stands for. Take it. Use it as a good luck charm.
He pressed the 4-leaf clover into her hand.
Listen to me, Clover. No matter what happens, you can never lose hope. You have to remember what's most important, and that's to have faith and to have love.
Bro, when did this become Danganronpa? What the fuck's happening
If you
here?
can remember all of those, that'll bring you good luck. Snake, I mean, your brother, he's not dead.
What if he's not now because we gave the bookmark? That's stupid. That's so fucking stupid. But what
He's
if?
alive, somewhere. I'm sure of it. You've just gotta believe in that.
Clover stared at the 4-leaf clover in her hand. You could see tears start to form at the corners of her eyes.
Thank you.
Her voice was tiny and broken, and as she spoke, she started to cry. She tried to hide her tears by looking at the floor, but it did little good. She wiped away the tears with the baggy arms of her jacket, but more quickly took their place. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't stop crying. Her tears made small, wet circles on the floor.
Thank you.
She said it again. Then she looked up at Junpei and seemed to choke down the last of her grief. She did her best to smile. Junpei wiped an errant tear from her cheek with his thumb and gave her the best smile he could manage.
Now come on. Seven's waiting for us at the exit.
But still, she didn't move.
Wait, before we go, there's one thing I want to ask you.
What's that?
What do you think when you hear the word experiment?
Were you an experiment kid? Why would you think about this? Why would you know about this? Hold on. For a moment, his mind froze. Then he came back to his senses and realized the word meant nothing to him, aside from the dictionary definition.
What?
Oh. I guess it was just a coincidence then. I mean, that you knew about the 4-leaf clover.
Look, I'm sorry. I don't want to be a jerk, but you are making less than no sense right now.
Oh my god. Giga Brain, I'm actually in the fucking galaxy. I am the center of it. All knowledge connects to me. Who told us about the 4-leaf clover? Santa. Santa did, right? She's talking about the experiment. Some Clover bullshit happened with the experiment kids. She's an experiment kid. Santa's an experiment kid. All right? Then how come they don't talk about that with each other? Like, they haven't mentioned that they're tied with anything. That's gotta be it. I mean, maybe they don't recognize each other. Maybe it's like a lost memory thing. I don't know. But like, cause he's the one who said that spiel, right? He's the one who told that all that shit to Junpei. And now Junpei is telling it to Clover, and she thought Junpei was one of the experiment kids because of what he said. It's all adding up, baby. It's all coming together.
It's nothing. Just forget about it.
Oh, don't give me that. You really think I could just drop this?
And then on top of all of that, the mummy is an experiment kit. I don't know, dude. I'm trying so hard. I am trying so hard mentally to piece together where in this story the mummy takes place and why it's relevant. And I can't even come up with a single fucking thread, dude. Genuinely, I've got nothing. I have no fucking clue on the frozen mummy, all right? Like, I've got nothing on that.
What is this experiment you were talking about?
Clover looked away. The four-leaf clover was still in her hand. She stared at it for a long moment and then finally spoke.
You promise you won't tell anyone?
Cross my heart.
Really?
Really?
I can trust you, right?
Oh, I don't like how trust is bolded. It's freaky.
Of course you can.
Clover slipped the four-leaf clover into her pocket. Her eyes still red from crying, she looked up at Junpei.
Okay then, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what happened on this ship 9 years ago.
Yup.
Wait. On this ship?
Yeah, this ship.
He was entirely lost because he doesn't have knowledge from other paths. He had 1,000 questions, but it was probably best, he thought, to save them until Clover had finished.
It was an experiment to test some sort of psychic thing. Communicating through these fields that you can't see.
Fields that you can't see?
He'd heard something like this before. Clover nodded.
Like, think about this.
She pointed at the operating table. On top of it was a somewhat mismatched medical mannequin whose parts had been swapped with another mannequin.
This is John, right?
Correct.
But is he really John?
I mean, now we're getting into some, like, fucking Soma level shit here. I would say he's really John. He still has his conscience. He still has his head. He is still him, allegedly.
Huh?
All Junpei could think was, she has finally completely lost it.
Isn't this like Locke's socks?
Like what? Everyone just brings up the most random trivia shit all the time.
Or the ship of Theseus?
Okay, I at least know the ship of Theseus. Junpei grew even more confused. He'd never heard of either of those things, although they sounded smart.
You don't know? You haven't heard of those paradoxes?
No?
Junpei shook his head.
Really?
Clover laughed.
Okay, well pay attention then. This is how Locke's socks works. Let's say I've got a pair of socks. They're my favorite socks.
Okay, got it.
One of them gets a hole in it.
Unfortunate.
What would you do if that was your sock, Junpei?
Throw it away. I mean, I said I would throw it away. I am a little scared that I haven't hit a dialogue option that I need to yet. You know what? I full on would throw it away. Junpei, he's a frugal college student. He'd patch it up.
Well, I guess I'd patch it up. Get some cloth and close up the hole.
But what if another hole opens?
I'd add another patch, I suppose.
Until it's completely replaced. Is it the same sock? I see.
What if another hole opened after that?
Another patch, I guess?
Well, let's say you just keep adding new patches. Until eventually, the original cloth of the sock is totally gone. Once you get to that point, can you really say they're the same socks you started with?
No.
Well, that's tough.
I would say no because nothing original is there. Junpei crossed his arms.
So, that's the Lock Socks thing?
Yeah, the ship of Theseus is a lot like it. The ship of Theseus.
It's the exact same fucking thing.
If you keep fixing the damaged parts of a ship,
Eventually, is it still the same ship if all the wood, yeah.
eventually it ends up with none of the parts it started with. Can you really say that ship is the same one you started with? And what if you took all the old parts from the first ship and built another one somewhere else? Then which ship is the real ship of Theseus?
Whichever one Theseus is on saying it's his ship. Who cares?
The one you repaired, or the one you built with all the original parts?
It was an interesting question. Clover could see Junpei was intrigued.
Hey, do you think it's the same?
What's the same?
These guys. Is this John or is it Lucy now?
Junpei looked at the operating table again. A mannequin full of body parts from a different body. Do we have people body swapping? What does this have to do? Was this psychic experiment we're putting people's minds in different bodies? Clover had been right. It was just like Locke's socks and the ship of Theseus. The part of the body that holds a person's identity is the head. Of course, for many hundreds of years, conventional wisdom had held that a man's identity resided in his heart, or any number of internal organs. And here, they had both.
John's head and heart are both his. But apart from those, and a single arm, the rest of his body was once Lucy's.
Was that mannequin really John?
We're just like these mannequins.
Oh my god. She looked at Junpei again.
Think about it. The cells in our body change every day.
That's
Old
true.
ones die and new ones are born. Maybe part of my arm is made of stuff from a fish I ate once.
Yo, that'd be pretty rad. Now turn your arm into the fish.
Or maybe part of your right side is made from a cow you ate. If you take it a little further, those cows and fishes are made from something else too, right? That's how we're all connected. Through fields that can't be seen with the naked eye.
This is actually the dumbest fucking thing I've ever read in my life. That's how we're all connected in the circle of life, man. The fucking cow, the damn rabbit eats the grass, and then then a fox eats the rabbit. And now the fox has the knowledge of the grass, and then like a wolf eats the fox, right? Now the wolf has the knowledge of the fox, the rabbit, and and then like a lion eats it. Like, come on, like, really, dude? The silence was broken by 7. Hey, what the fuck are you kids doing?
Hey, what the hell is taking you two so long?
7's head appeared in the doorway. He was not happy.
How long are you gonna make me wait? We don't have time to screw around.
Junpei and Clover looked at each other. Clover looked at Junpei as if to say there was more she wanted to tell him. She shook her head. Whatever she had to tell him, she didn't want to tell him in front of 7. Because 7 was the cop that tried to save them! 7 seemed to catch on.
Oh? What were you two doing? Was this some sort of secret meeting?
Yeah, we're conspiring to kill you,
No, it wasn't. We were just playing with the mannequins.
Yep, that's it.
Huh?
Let's go, Junpei.
Oh, that's it. Nope, moving a little bit too fast to be entirely innocent, Clover headed towards the exit. 7 stared after her, then turned to Junpei with an amused expression.
Playing with mannequins, huh? Didn't know you were into that kind of thing, Junpei.
You're a dick.
So Junpei dashed past him and traced Clover's path out of the door. With a short laugh, 7 followed. I like 7. He's great. He's a friggin' goofball. They stood in front of the door. Junpei took out the Jupiter key.
All right, I'm gonna open it now. Is that cool?
You don't need to keep asking, just do it, all right?
Fine then.
He slid the key into the keyhole and turned it. He felt it unlock. You did it! You found it! You found it. The door opened with a soft, melancholy creak. Beyond it lay a simple, white hallway. There was no fanfare or confetti. Obviously, there was no one there to applaud them. They simply walked through the door. That was it.
All right, let's get going.
Hey, man, what's up with you? You're so serious, you know? Can't you sound more happy, get a little excited?
Not really.
Junpei turned away from 7 and took his first step down the simple white hallway.
My brother might be dead. I'm going to be next.
Clover had told him only a few minutes before that her brother was probably dead, and she was likely to follow him.
Like hell I can. Not after hearing something like that.
You found it! And we learned some lore, baby. We're getting there. We're finally starting to piece things together. Oh god, it's the feet are back, dude. Oh no. Okay, so now we're unlocked here. So in theory, if I just go like... So this top key was a conversation in the middle of the escape room. So if I just go straight to here, to the chart room. Yeah. Take me to the chart room. Hopefully this didn't break anything. Let's find out. I'm glad I did all this recon work for which doors are where, for nothing. So far, so... Oh, and now she's probably gonna tell me the rest of the story because we're in here alone, right? Yeah, okay, still open keys. That's a good sign. Still open keys. So now we just figure out what we're supposed to be doing here. Okay. So first step, grab the chart. Nautical charts. Second one, use the charts here to figure out which one we need. I remember this. This one was much more recent. I think there was something in this desk, right? Yeah, the pocket watch. A voice he hadn't expected startled Junpei from his examination of the pocket watch.
Oh, pocket watch. Might I take a look at it?
He spun around to find Ace standing in the doorway. Junpei shrugged and handed him the pocket watch.
Hey, man. What are you doing over in this room?
Oh, I just thought I'd come check up on the two of you. Is there a problem?
Does this matter? I'm gonna go with the same one I did last time. I don't want to be confrontational.
Well, not a problem, but... That's a lie. I wanted to get rid of Ace.
Fuck! Does that mean I fucked up?
I sent him to the wheelhouse at the beginning for a reason. I wanted to talk to Clover alone. There's something I want to ask her, and I don't want anyone to overhear us. I'm pretty sure Clover won't talk if there's anyone else around. I'm a little desperate to send him back, quick. He has to leave.
Ace opened his mouth, then took another look at Junpei and shut it again. A small smirk appeared on his face. No, he leaves in this, right? Like...
Oh, I see. Of course.
He looked Junpei over, then glanced at Clover.
I apologize for the intrusion. Well, best of luck.
Ace gave Junpei a knowing pat on the shoulder and left. Junpei let out a sigh and brushed a few drops of sweat from his forehead. He turned and found himself looking straight into Clover's eyes. She'd heard what Ace had said. She regarded Junpei with caution.
What was that about?
She was clearly suspicious, and with good reason.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Okay, this is new, so maybe we didn't fuck it up. Junpei's eyes widened, and he held up his hands in a gesture of innocence.
No, it's not like that.
Hold on, didn't last time it was just like, and then he had a headache, and then Ace came back, like, what?
What's it like then?
I just wanted to hear the rest of that story. I didn't get a chance to ask you about it until now.
What story?
About the experiment, remember? The one you started to tell me in the operating room? You said something about an experiment that happened here 9 years ago.
Clover bit her lip. She stared down at the floor for several long moments, and when she spoke, it was barely audible.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about that right now.
Honestly understandable. There's a dead body right at our feet.
I'm just not in the mood, okay?
Oh, no, it's not in this room.
You understand, right? I keep thinking about my brother. I can't stop. I mean, who would do something like that to my brother? I can't forgive them. I'm not gonna let them get away with it. They're gonna pay for it. I promise. So...
Her shoulders were shaking. Drops of blood had sprung on her lips where she was biting them. She wiped it off and looked up at Junpei, her eyes fierce and angry.
Junpei, who do you think did it?
Her voice was cold and scarcely above a whisper. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so sorry. That one snuck up on me. All of it, literally like halfway through the word whisper, I was like, oh, there's a sneeze coming, dude, and I can't stop it. Oh, that hurt. Junpei gulped.
Well, if what Seven said was right, then there would have to be at least 2 of them. You need at least 3 people to open the numbered doors, and if you subtract Snake, that means there were at least 2 other people.
Unless someone used another bracelet, such as the 0 bracelet, which we haven't gotten to yet because that's in the next room. But what if someone used the 9 bracelet? What if it was Ace with the 9 bracelet? Just saying.
You're right. So, what does that mean?
Well, if we just look at the bracelet numbers, we should be able to figure it out. Who could have opened door 3 with Snake? Well, really, who and who, or who and who?
It could be 3. That is true. There could be 3 killers.
You mean it could have been 4 people?
Well, technically, it's possible.
Or yeah, even up to 4, yeah.
I don't know. That doesn't seem very likely.
Why?
I'll tell you later.
Weird,
Why
okay.
don't we just assume it was only 2 other people for now?
Okay, got it. Let's do that then.
Then who do you think it could be?
Junpei crossed his arms and thought. Snake's bracelet number was 2. Which 2 bracelet numbers added to 2 would give a digital root of 3? Well, we know 7 and Santa. Oh, God. I mean, Santa and 7, right? Like, I hope this isn't a trick question because, look, 3 plus 7 is 10, plus 2 is 12, 13.
Would it be Santa and 7?
2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12, 1 plus 2 equals 3.
The digital root for Snake, Santa, and 7 is 3. Wait, hold on. Are Santa and 7 the killers?
It just, I don't see it. Like, why?
What's wrong?
Clover looked at Junpei and he looked back at her. There's no point in hiding it.
Well, I thought about it, and
He told her his conclusions.
That's what I thought.
She looked less surprised than he'd expected.
Santa and 7. If it was 2 people, then that's the only combination that works.
hey, wait a minute there. Don't you think it's a little too early to be jumping to conclusions? Well, all I said is that those 2 would have been able to open door 3 with your brother. There might be other possibilities.
Well, what other possibilities?
He didn't have an answer. He was ready to admit defeat when Clover spoke.
Are you saying you think that it was 3 or 4 people? I really don't think that's likely.
Why not?
Can I borrow your pen and paper?
Sure. Weird. Clover put her hand out expectantly.
Yeah, here.
Junpei pulled out his pen and pad of paper and handed them to her. She opened the notebook and wrote down several simple addition problems. Eventually, she had 8, which proved a digital root of 3. A, 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 6 equals 12. True. B, 2 plus 1 plus 4 plus 5 equals 12. C, 2 plus 4 plus 7 plus 8 equals 21. D, 2 plus 5 plus 6 plus 8 equals 21. E, 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8 equals 21. F, 2 plus 1 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 equals 21. G, 2 plus 1 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 equals 21. H, 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 equals 21.
What's this?
These are the combinations for 3 or 4 people. These 8 combinations are the only possible ones.
Oh, I see.
Junpei,
Yeah?
I can trust you, right?
Of course. Why would you need to ask that?
Really?
Yeah.
So then I should get rid of B, D, G, and H, right?
Of course. Just cross them out. And you should take off yours too. The ones with 4.
So, what does that leave?
A and E.
So that it's either Ace, Santa, and June, or Ace, Santa, 7, and Lotus. Jesus. Or just Santa and 7. Like, literally everyone. Just pretty much everyone. A, 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 6 equals 12. E, 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8 equals 21.
Wait, it can't be A.
Why?
Because June's in that one. There's no way in hell she'd do something like that.
Are you sure?
I'd bet my life on it.
Okay then. I can cross off A too, right?
So we think it's literally everyone but us.
Yeah.
Well, what have we got left?
E.
This is ridiculous. Snake is so like literally 1, 2, 3. Clover is in on this. Junpei 6. Yeah, like literally this is everyone but Clover, Junpei, and June. And Snake's fucking the one who dies. So we think everyone else is suspicious with this. Like, come on.
You know what this means?
Literally everyone else is a
Everyone
killer.
besides me, you, and June would be working together.
I don't know about that. That's a little weird.
Do you think that's likely? If there were 4 people working together, they wouldn't be very cautious.
Yeah, they would already be running the show. They just do whatever the fuck they want.
I don't think they'd try that hard to hide what they were doing if they outnumbered us, right?
Well, you do have a point.
And besides, if Ace and 7 are working together, they could have easily gotten rid of me when I went to the shower room with them. But they didn't. They didn't even try anything. If they were killers, why wouldn't they?
Her voice was calm, but Junpei had only to look in her eye to know it was a forced calm. There were tears forming at the corners of her eyes, and she was blinking furiously to keep them back. Perhaps by attempting an objective analysis of who might have killed her brother, she had been able to distance herself from the harsh reality of his death. The more she struggled to act unconcerned, the more Junpei felt his heart tighten.
Oh, I see. Anyway, I understand now. It seems pretty unlikely that it was as many as 3 or 4 people.
Yeah,
Then that means there's a good chance it was Santa and 7.
that's how it looks.
I just don't get why. Like, why would they do this? Why would they kill Snake? I don't see either. Especially since we now know Santa's one of the fucking experiment kids. Like,
But why would they do it?
and 7 tried to rescue them. They should, if anything, they should be like buddy-buddy, right? There was a moment of silence.
Their motive.
He laid his hand gently on her shoulder. He was close, so close to the answer. Hey, Ace. When Ace chose the worst possible moment to return. He raised a knowing eyebrow and then spoke.
Have I interrupted something?
What is it?
There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment?
What the fuck is happening? Now, you're gonna kill me, dude! He turned on his heel and walked back toward the wheelhouse.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Junpei looked over at Clover. He gave her a short nod, hoped that she would be willing to talk to him again later, and followed Ace.
What did you want to talk about?
Ace looked at Junpei and smiled, perhaps more of a smirk than a smile.
There was something I wanted to check.
And now he's gonna check your pocket, yeah.
Yeah? What's that?
If you'll excuse me.
With no warning, Ace slipped his hand into the pocket of Junpei's vest.
Hey, what the hell are you doing?
I'm just checking.
No, stop!
He reached for Ace's arm, but it was already too late. In the older man's hand were the pieces of paper Junpei had balled up and hidden in his pocket.
Just as I thought. What exactly are these pieces of paper hiding in your pocket? You switched them, didn't you, when we voted? Well, I can't say that I care. I managed to get through the numbered door I wanted, despite your mischief.
Then, why did you...
Oh, simple curiosity. I hope you won't think ill of me for it.
Ace smiled, gave Junpei a friendly pat on the shoulder, and turned on his heel and left, in the most terrifying manner possible. It was a small defeat, but it was a defeat. Junpei had lost the upper hand, and he knew it. He could feel his stomach begin to tense.
Damn.
So hold on. Do we need to do anything else here? No, so we can just move on to the next room then. We just needed to see that Clover interaction. Perfect. Ideal, even, one might say. Take me to the captain's quarters, baby. Doing a little speed run. White lock speed run. White lock any percent. Captain's quarters. Okay. Oh, fuck. I wish I had written this down. If I'd thought about it, that would have been hella smart. Actually, I think I did write the 0 thing down. Hold on. I think I did. This is all, yeah. And then it goes 0, door. Yep, easy.
Huh.
Junpei snorted with grim humor for the second time since he'd come into the room. The 4 screens along the bottom had a single letter each, spelling out
Z-E-R-O, huh? It's like he's making fun of us. What do you think?
He turned to Clover, who was standing next to him. Clover nodded.
Nothing.
It seemed that she cared about little. Of course, Junpei could hardly blame her. Given the strain she was surely under, Junpei was somewhat surprised she had responded at all. Still, he had to ask. He gestured toward the corpse.
What about him? Do you think that's really 0?
Clover shook her head weakly.
There's no way that's him. Didn't I tell you already? 0 is one of us.
I do think she's right on that.
Yeah, right. Well, even if he wasn't one of us, there's no way that man could be 0.
Huh?
Don't you get it? The letters that spell 0 on the TV screen, the captain's clothes he's got on, and of course, the bracelet with a 0 on it. It's too obvious.
True.
Look, this is 0 right here. This dead body is 0.
This is new also, I think.
Isn't that kind of fishy?
You're right. Only an idiot wouldn't see through something like that.
No, that's not the point. So I'm not trying to make fun of them for thinking a trick like this would work. I'm sure they didn't think it would work, which makes me wonder.
Why did they do it? I guess he's not going to voice that line. I was waiting for it. Like,
I think this is a challenge. A challenge from the person who's really behind all of this. He's making fun of us.
is Ace 0? Why would he do his little pocket shenanigan? I don't think... Okay, so Clover and Santa are experiment kids. I think that rules them out from being 0. Lotus is a mother of the experiment kids. Santa was trying to... Or not Santa, excuse me. 7 was a cop who was trying to rescue the experiment kids. I think that rules all of them out, personally. I think 0 is probably someone who was like in this fucking pharmaceutical corporation or something, right? So that leaves Ace as a potential suspect. Snake is dead, so I don't think it can be him. Unless Snake was 0, but then like, that doesn't add up to me just because of how much Clover trusted Snake. Unless Snake was 0, and Santa and 7 caught on and killed him. Maybe that's it. So, you know, we'll leave Snake as a possibility. So that leaves Ace, Snake. I'm still convinced Junpei could be one of them. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still kind of on this Junpei and June thing because they're just fucking weirdos. The 9th man got absolutely dunked on. He was a loser. he knew too much and then fucking died. I guarantee it. There's no doubt in my mind. I don't think the ninth man is relevant anymore. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here.
Don't you get it? If whoever killed this guy really wanted us to think this corpse was Zero, they'd never have put a bracelet on him. Walking around with a Zero bracelet would be like hanging a sign around your neck that said, "I did it!" Anyone with a brain would be able to see that this guy is supposed to look like everything Zero is supposed to be. Just like we did. The killer must have known we wouldn't think he was Zero and put the bracelet on him anyway. Do you know why?
Why?
So we could use the Zero bracelet.
Like I said, he's mocking us. Too bad, suckers, this isn't Zero. Where's the real me then? See if you can catch me. It's the same bad joke a lot of criminals like to play. They'll just sit back and watch people run in circles.
That's really twisted. But it almost seems kind of childish.
Yeah, you're right. It's really childish. It's like it's just a game to whoever this person is. That's what seems funny to me.
Junpei bent down next to the corpse.
All right, let's get back to the point. Who killed this man?
I don't know.
And what's this guy's deal? Who is he?
How would I know that? If I knew anything, I would have told you.
You have no idea who he is.
Why would I?
Junpei sat back on his haunches and thought.
We should check and see if he's got anything on him that might tell us who he is. Give me a hand here, Clover.
Huh?
We gotta flip him over. How else are we gonna search his pockets?
Clover didn't move.
Okay, fine. Guess I'll do it.
Junpei had no choice but to move the body on his own.
Here we go.
He grabbed hold of an area not completely covered in blood and shoved. It took a moment, but eventually Junpei felt the man's bulk begin to shift. But just as it did, something fell from the man's left wrist.
Hey, it's the
bracelet with Zero on the face.
Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only two ways to do so. One, you escape from this ship. Two, more hotly, which is Zero. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or the backside of the wearer's heartbeat has fallen to zero, it will shut down automatically.
Oh God.
Junpei stared at the bracelet.
This man, he's dead, isn't he?
Well, we've known that. Like, what do you mean?
Huh?
No, it's just, I guess I didn't really think about it until right now.
What? This dude's literally a no pulse, blood everywhere, an axe basically lodged in his brain. And then when the bracelet slips off, Junpei's like, oh my God, he's actually dead. Like, what, you think he was just playing?
If his bracelet's off, that means he's dead.
I guess that does take away the possibility of my Saw theory earlier if the bracelet comes off. But man, that would be pretty funny.
Well, it's pretty obvious that he's dead. You don't really need to look at his bracelet to figure out that he's dead.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It is pretty obvious. Well, he looks a lot better than the other bodies we've seen, though.
What?
You know?
Jesus, Junpei, you are striking out here.
I mean, if there wasn't all this blood, he'd almost look like he was still alive.
What the?
I mean, I know it's kind of a messed up thing to say, but he kinda has it better, you know? Dying from a bomb going off inside of you, I mean, that's just...
Hey, maybe stop, because, like, whole snake deal?
Some
Just
of
saying.
Snake's bones went right through his skin.
Jesus, Junpei, you gotta shut the fuck up, guy.
I think the explosion must have thrown him against a wall or something. There was a broken bone just sticking out of his left arm. And,
Suddenly, Junpei realized what he was saying. How could he have been so cruel? He clapped his hands over his mouth. But it was already too late. He turned to look at Clover. She was glaring at him furiously.
What did you just say?
Her words sounded cold. He knew an apology could hardly atone for what he'd done, but he tried anyway.
Oh man, I am so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I really don't know what I was thinking. I mean,
No, that's not what I'm talking about. What did you say about his arm?
arm?
Yes, his left arm. You said it, didn't you?
What, did he not have bones in his left arm? He had like a prosthetic?
Well, yeah, I did, but I mean, didn't you see it too?
Of course not. I could barely look at him. There's no way I was gonna see the details.
Clover took a quick, deep breath.
Are you sure it was his left arm?
Junpei thought back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
And he had a broken bone, right?
What the hell are you getting at here?
Just shut up and answer me!
She shoved her face closer to his. He could see the fire in her eyes. Junpei winced and swallowed.
Yeah, he did. It was pretty bad, too. The bone was sticking out of the arm.
No sooner were the words out of his mouth than Clover's expression changed.
Clover? What's wrong?
I told you they just put Snake's clothes on someone.
Look, I'm sorry if I said anything.
Suddenly, she was crying. Junpei wasn't sure what to do.
Thank you.
Close to the last thing he had expected to hear.
Huh? What are you...
Junpei had no idea what had just happened. He didn't think he'd done anything worthy of thanks, and he could understand why she would have chosen that moment to begin crying. So he simply stood there, confused.
Thank you so much, Junpei.
She thanked him again, and then something even stranger happened. What? Clover threw herself into Junpei's surprised arms.
Hey, what's going on with you?
I'm sorry, it's just... I'm so happy!
Why?
The body in the shower room, it isn't his! It isn't my brother!
Huh?
It's not Snake!
Why on earth would you think that?
Because his left arm is...
She stopped herself.
I'm sorry. I really shouldn't be talking about this.
Junpei decided it would be prudent not to press her for any more information. If she did not wish to tell him, she certainly had a reason for doing so. Perhaps more importantly, however, if Clover was so certain, then she was likely right. That meant that the body in the shower room wasn't Snake. It wasn't much, but that knowledge lifted some of the weight from Junpei's heart.
But he's still alive. I'm so happy.
Tears shone in her eyes. Those tears melted Junpei's heart. As she cried, she had pushed herself up against his chest like a child. Junpei put his arms around her and held her tight.
I'm so glad.
Huh?
Junpei, you were right.
Huh?
No matter what happens, you can never lose hope. You have to remember what's most important, and that's to have faith and to have love. If you can remember all of those, that'll bring you good luck.
Clover reached into her pocket and pulled something out.
That's...
It was a lamented bookmark. A lamented bookmark. It was a laminated bookmark with a 4-leaf clover.
I only made it here because you gave me this. I was suspicious of everybody, and I was angry and miserable. But because I had this 4-leaf clover, because of what you said to me,
Yeah.
Junpei hadn't thought his words would have had such an effect on her. Her words were making him feel a little awkward.
Thank you so much, Junpei.
She looked up at him. He scratched his nose and pretended to notice something interesting somewhere else in the room.
Oh, if you really want to thank somebody, you should be thanking Santa.
Santa? Why?
Well, he was the one who gave me that thing. And the words for each leaf, I got that from him too.
Oh.
Then, suddenly, Clover broke away from Junpei.
Huh?
He looked confused. He hadn't thought she'd react that poorly. Clover began to pace across the room. And then just flip it over there. Okay, at least it's a different pose. 6 steps to the left, 6 steps to the right. Another 6 to the left, and then she stopped.
Did Santa really tell you those things?
Her eyes were serious, but not angry.
Yeah, he did. Did I say something wrong?
Oh no, not at all. In fact, this could be really good news, I think.
You think?
Santa knew about the words and the clover. The only people who should know about that are the other subjects.
Subjects?
The other people who were in the experiment 9 years ago, with my brother and me. But he's blind.
So Snake was also one of the experiment kids.
And I was part of the Nevada test group.
What? Okay.
So neither of us would be able to recognize the faces of the people who were on this boat.
Oh, because they did the 2-room thing, right? So like what are they psychically trying to... Okay. So that makes sense why they wouldn't recognize each other then. But I thought some of them escaped with each other, right? So I don't know. That's weird.
Whoa. Okay, time out.
Junpei held up his hands. He took a deep breath and let it out.
Let's just calm down for a second, okay? Start from the top. Don't start with the end and then jump to the middle. You gotta start with 1 and then move to 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. If you don't tell me stuff in the right order, I'm never gonna be able to figure it out.
Okay.
Clover nodded.
All right, let's start with this experiment. What happened on this boat 9 years ago?
Do you know about morphogenetic fields?
Morphogenetic fields?
He did, and the realization sent chills down Junpei's spine.
All right, how about this? Theory of the telepathic mechanism.
I think Lotus mentioned something like that.
And that's why she was talking about that in the other cabin with the picture, right? Because her kids were some of the experiment kids, right? So, and she did some investigating of her. I see. So what the fuck is up with Junpei and June? Why are they here? Are they actually 2 of the kids as well? I don't know, man. Junpei recounted what Lotus had told him earlier. Clover nodded.
Telepathy, huh? Well, that's not really it, but I suppose it's similar.
So they were testing telepathy on this ship?
Yeah, I guess so.
So, what exactly did they have you guys do?
The same thing that we're doing now. Exactly the same thing.
Really? Huh.
What?
The Nonary game.
Interesting. I did not expect that twist. Okay.
9 people were put on this boat, and 9 others were put in the building in Nevada, and the game started.
Junpei grabbed the sides of his head.
Look, I'm sorry, but I don't get it. What do the Nonary game and some telepathy experiment have to do with each other? Am I missing something here?
Clover bit her lip. She blinked back sudden tears. What had happened to her in Nevada?
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. You know how sometimes when you're up against a really tough problem, and then the answer just kind of pops in your head? That's an epiphany. And what you learn from the epiphany can be transmitted with telepathy.
Oh my god. Sure, why not?
When you add danger to that equation, then it gets easier to transmit that information over telepathy.
So you're saying the Nonary game was supposed to introduce that element of danger?
Yeah, but it couldn't be just any old danger.
What do you mean?
It had to be life and death.
Okay, yeah, of course.
And someone did actually die. A girl.
Huh.
Yikes. Junpei felt the sudden grip of despair on his heart. Something deep and distant and powerful squeezed, and for a moment he felt very, very empty and alone.
She was on the boat with my brother. I was in Nevada. I never met her. but I did hear her name. Her name was...
The sound of the door opening was like a gunshot. Junpei spun around.
Oh, my apologies. I seem to have disturbed you.
Ace.
You two must have strong stomachs. I can't imagine how you could stay in this room for so long.
Ace glanced down at the floor. The corpse covered in blood, or at the corpse covered in blood.
At any rate, Junpei, would you be so kind as to come and help me with something?
What are you doing? Ace keeps trying to single people out, and it's freaking me out.
I'm having a little trouble, and I could really use your assistance. Come on, it'll only take a moment.
With that, he turned and walked back toward the communications office. Clover waited until he was out of sight, then spoke in a small, quiet voice.
I don't want Ace to hear us. We can talk about this later.
Huh? Hey, wait!
Clover ignored him. From outside, Junpei could hear Ace calling.
Junpei, what are you doing in there? Hurry up!
Grumbling to himself, Junpei stomped off toward the communications office. What, he just pulled me out into here to do nothing? Fuck you, Ace, what an asshole. Oh my god, bruh. What a dick. He didn't even say anything to me. He was just like, I missed a key! Oh my god. No! Does that mean I'm fucked? What the hell, dude? What do you mean I missed a key? I got the bottom one, though. Maybe there's another key later. Maybe there's another one, okay? Maybe they don't necessarily have to go in order. I don't know. Let's play the whole room out and we'll do it later. Oh my god, that's got me molding, dude. Little ink action. I was like, what did I do? Oh, was I actually supposed to say something else for the first line? That might be it. Junpei, what are you doing? We've searched the wheelhouse from top to bottom. Oh, that's okay. Again, I thought that was the room to the captain's quarters. We need the music box, which is over here. And then we're gonna combine that with screwdrivers to get the cylinder. Having just done this, that makes it a lot easier. Then combine that with the ink. And then we combine that with the paper. Boom, and that gives us the Morse code, which we're then gonna use over here. Little Morse code action. Give it a shot. I'm still like, sorry, I'm kind of organizing my thoughts right now. So like, Clover and Snake, there were two teams. Interesting, one on this boat doing, so Snake's done all this shit before. Then why the fuck did Zero give him like all those detailed directions if Snake has clearly done it before? Like, I don't know. It's not adding up, dude. A red file lay in the drawer. Junpei reached down and picked it up. Surely this is the other key, right? When we look at this, there's gonna be a conversation about this damn all ice shit.
Looks like there's something on the cover. ALLICE. All ice. Alice. Does this mean...
Junpei couldn't hold back. He had to know what was in the file, or in that file. Each page was covered with strange characters. They looked like tiny drawings of birds, snakes, insects, horned animals, wings, and even kneeling humans. There were many pages in the file, and each was full of these strange symbols.
What the hell is this?
He didn't realize he'd spoken out loud until Ace looked over at him.
They are hieroglyphs, a form of writing used in ancient Egypt.
Ancient Egypt?
That's right.
Can you read them?
Of course. I can't. What would make you think I could?
What the hell?
Junpei flipped through a few more pages. It wasn't just one or two pages that were covered in the strange symbols. Every single page was covered in them.
Whoa, the whole thing's like that.
Trying to read them was pointless. Junpei wasn't going to waste any more time with them. He made to close the file, and something fell out.
What's this?
He bent down and picked it up.
Oh, a key card.
There was a symbol on it that reminded Junpei of the symbols for Saturn and Mercury keycards. This one, however, had a dot in the center of the male symbol.
Uranus. That's the Uranus symbol.
Junpei looked over to see Ace examining the card. In addition to the Uranus symbol, there were 3 words engraved on the card as well.
Something's written on the bottom. Bottom deck library. This must be the key to the library, then.
And through the library, or the forest of knowledge, is where the damn fucking mummy is, dude.
So it would seem.
Bottom deck library. Oh.
Junpei remembered something he'd heard from Seven when they'd been in the chemical closet.
Seven said something like,
Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the forest of knowledge beneath the navel of the gigantic.
could beneath the navel mean the bottom deck, and the forest of knowledge is the library? Then could Alice be in a room somewhere beyond the library?
What's wrong? Something on your mind?
Junpei blinked. Only then did he notice Ace looking at him, curiosity and concern written across his face in equal parts.
Yeah. I just remembered something.
Is that so? What about?
Well, don't laugh, okay?
There was no reason for Junpei to hide his thoughts. He began to explain his theory to Ace. Then he stopped. It wouldn't make any sense if Ace didn't know who Alice was supposed to be. So he told Ace everything June had told him.
The Egyptian priestess, an Ice 9. Interesting.
And the woman who wouldn't melt, who was recovered from the Titanic disaster? They called her All Ice, which eventually turned into Alice. And she was purchased by an English millionaire who called himself Lord Gordain. According to Seven, this ship is where he hid Alice.
Crackpot theory, the dead captain is Lord Gordain.
And you think that he hid her in a small room, beyond the library on the bottom deck?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is just a theory.
Ace stared off into the distance, his hand slowly and absent-mindedly stroking his beard. After a few moments, his hand stopped. He turned slowly to look at Junpei, and his brows drew together.
Junpei, have you ever heard of the term CAS?
What the fuck?
Cass.
It stands for Cells Alive System. It is an advanced technology for freezing and preserving organic matter. Put simply, it is a technique that allows one to freeze things without the formation of ice crystals. Normally, if you freeze something fresh, water within its cells expands as it crystallizes, damaging the cell membrane. CAS, however, works differently. The object to be frozen is supercooled using magnetic fields, and then frozen instantly and uniformly, giving ice crystals no time to form. It was originally developed for the preservation of food, as an alternative to the normal freezing process. Now, however, there are rumors that it can be used for other things.
Like cryogenically freezing people or putting an Egyptian priestess in all ice so that they can be later revived? Like Walt Disney?
What do you mean, other things?
Well, there are obvious medical uses, but perhaps also space travel.
Space travel? Are you serious?
Surely you've heard of suspended animation. Cryogenic freezing? It's a fairly common idea in science fiction books and films. People are sometimes frozen for especially lengthy journeys through space.
That was when Junpei understood what Ace was suggesting.
Whoa, wait a minute there.
Ace looked at him and raised an eyebrow.
Are you saying that Alice was frozen using that CAS thing?
Well, I'm sure the possibility is quite low, but it is a possibility. If this special ice you call Ice 9 does indeed exist, and CAS were used to freeze her into that sort of ice instantaneously.
You think she could be alive?
Well, I can't say for sure, of course. I'm only talking about possibilities. The melting point for Ice 9 is 96 degrees, right? If she were put somewhere where she could reach that temperature...
That's nuts. Are you really saying she could have defrosted and started walking about?
You're quite right. It does sound unbelievable. But if she had, Then we would have an explanation for the man we found dead on the floor.
What, she killed him? Maybe. You know what? I'm with it.
You mean the guy dressed like a captain?
Yes. He was dead when we found him. Clearly, he was murdered. But if he was murdered, then by whom? It couldn't have been one of us. That would be impossible. In order to enter the captain's quarters, one must first open door 1. That door that requires the Earth key prevented us from accessing door 1. Who was it that opened that door?
Santa and Lotus.
Right. Clearly, the two of them could not have opened door 1, or any other door for that matter. Who else then could have done so?
Junpei thought for a second.
Nobody. After Santa and Lotus used the Earth key, they turned back and met up with me and June. Then we returned to the large hospital room and found Ace, Seven, and Clover. While we'd gone into the shower room, Ace, Seven, and Clover had stayed behind.
I mean, maybe Snake did, because he's alive, apparently.
But it's impossible for those three to open door 1. But what about when June and I took the elevator to door 2? No, still won't work. We were only gone 5 minutes. No human being could have run to the captain's quarters, killed that guy in there, and run back that fast.
It would be impossible for any of us to be the murderer. That being the case, who could have killed him? Wouldn't it make sense if his killer was someone who had been in the ship for some time? A person like that would know the ship well. They would know the locations of all the hidden passages and secret doors. The numbered door would mean nothing to someone like that. It would be a simple thing for them to enter the captain's quarters.
Then you're saying the killer was Alice?
Alice is 0. I don't know. It was Junpei's turn to raise an eyebrow. Ace drew his thumb across his lips thoughtfully.
Well, this is all only one possible theory.
All ice. Alice. Is she really somewhere on the ship?
Junpei had only one clue. The key card in his hand.
Maybe this card will give me access to the Forest of Knowledge. And the big mystery. What could be there beyond the Forest of Knowledge? Anyway, whatever. It's gonna have to wait. I can't do anything right now. I'll come back to this later.
He gripped the key card tighter and shoved it deep into his pocket. New material's been added to the file screen. So surely now, right? Like, hold on. Yeah, okay. So I guess in theory you could do either of those in any order, so. Oh, and we're unlocked. Can I go down here? I kind of want to finish the room just in case. I'm afraid of fucking this up right at the end. So we're just gonna blast through this room real quick. So hold on, we go here. Oh fuck, the story came through. God damn it, I do that every time. Use the key. Yeah. Boom. Got 8 minus signs. We put in the combination. Paper, come back. Because luckily, I have it written down. So it's 35, 14, 27, 24. Just that easy. The power of writing things down. Boom. Let's get out of here. All right, let's open the door. Oh, I'm excited. We've got so much plot doing this, man. There's been so much. So this Egyptian lady is just hanging out here, I guess. I don't know. They stepped out of the captain's quarters and into another hallway. The hallway stretched out in front of Junpei for a bit before turning left like a great backward L.
All right, let's go.
Junpei rounded the corner and took off down the straightaway. He ran and ran and ran. At the end of the hallway was a door.
That's the next door.
He made straight for it.
Wait, a piece of paper.
He was nearly halfway to it when he noticed a piece of paper in the middle of the floor. Junpei skidded to a halt.
This is...
He dropped down to his hands and knees and quickly tore the paper off the floor.
Map of the ship's interior for A-Deck.
What's wrong?
Ace, slightly slower by virtue of his advanced age, had finally caught up to Junpei.
I found a map for this floor.
He showed Ace what he snatched from the wall. He looked at it long enough to determine what it was and nodded.
I see.
With that, he began running again, past Junpei.
Well, that was anticlimactic. I should keep this, though.
Junpei shoved the map into his pocket and got up to follow Ace, but something stopped him.
Where's Clover?
He turned around. Clover was nowhere to be seen.
Damn it, what the hell is she up to?
Junpei muttered angrily under his breath and took off back the way he'd come. As he stomped around the corner, he saw her. She was standing in front of the door to the captain's quarters, her hand on the doorknob.
Clover!
Huh?
As Junpei watched, she closed it gently and quietly.
What the hell are you doing?
Nothing.
What do you mean, nothing?
Clover had unconsciously put her hands over the pockets of her jacket, as if trying to hide something.
What the hell is that?
Like the Zero bracelet. If I still get axe killed, I'm gonna be mad after doing all of this stuff.
What?
You've got something in your pocket. What is it?
Oh, this? This is a note.
A note?
Yeah, I found it in the pocket of the guy with the captain's clothes. It said something about the darkness of the sinister hand or something.
The fuck?
What the hell?
This sounds like
Let me see
bullshit.
it.
No, not right.
But Junpei wasn't going to get to see it. From the other end of the hall, he heard Ace's voice.
Hey, Junpei, Clover, what are you two doing? Hurry up!
He's getting mad.
Clover
I'll
shrugged.
show it to you later, all right? Come on, we gotta hurry.
Before Junpei could protest, she was gone. Around the corner and off down the long stem of the L. Note? A note. Junpei was curious, but there was something else that bothered him.
From the look of that pocket, it doesn't particularly look like just a note. Jeez, what are you thinking? For crying out loud.
Junpei did his best to convince himself that it would make sense later and ran off after Clover. Junpei pushed through the door and found himself in a large room with a large set of stairs.
Big stairs. So this is where it ends up. Just like it says on the map.
It was just what he'd expected to see after reading the map. His I see after reading the map himself meant that Ace had probably realized the same thing.
Ace, did he head down?
He put his hand on the handrail and leaned over to look down.
Oh, there he is.
Look, the 4 others are there too.
And not just Ace, Santa, June, Seven, and Lotus as well.
Really?
Let's join them.
Junpei and Clover glanced at each other and hurried down the stairs. They reached B deck at the same time.
Jumpy, Clover!
June's face was excited. Something had happened, that much Junpei could tell by simply looking at her.
What's up?
Given their situation, he was not inclined to be excited about sudden developments. June, however, couldn't contain herself.
We found it!
Found what?
We found it!
What did you find?
The last door! We found door 9!
What?
Come on, just follow us. We'll explain on the way.
Okay.
Seven turned and jogged off down the stairs.
Well, if that's the case...
Wait for me.
We should get going as well.
The rest followed.
Jumpy! We finally made it!
The relief and excitement in her voice echoed what each one of them felt.
Yeah, it's finally time.
Junpei wasn't quite ready to believe they'd really done it, at least not just yet. Still, if everyone said it was door 9, then it probably was.
We've reached the end.
He could feel his heart racing. A mixture of anticipation and fear ran through his veins, and he could feel his legs shaking. He was doing his best to maintain a sense of healthy skepticism, but he couldn't deny that the prospect of escape was an exciting one.
Something's bothering me. Only 3 to 5 people can go through the numbered door. 7 of us are on our way to door 9. That means that, best case scenario, there will be 2 of us who have to stay behind.
Well, we know there are 2 doors. I'm not gonna run the numbers to see if those combinations work out, but...
People. Is there a way?
Junpei looked over at the clock.
4:30. We've only got 90 minutes left. I've got no time to wonder about it now.
Hey, Junpei! June! What the hell are you two doing? Hurry it up!
Santa's voice jolted Junpei out of his reverie.
Let's go, Jumpy!
June took off down the stairs, jogging as quickly as she could.
Yeah.
Junpei followed. Let's go, door 9, baby, we're getting out of here. Where does this go horribly wrong? Surely somewhere. As a group, they piled into the elevator and rode impatiently down to E-Deck. It looked familiar. There was a metal grate between the 2 elevators. Seven grabbed a hold of it and began to talk.
I know I told you I'd explain it earlier, but honestly, there ain't much to explain. After we split off from you guys, the 4 of us got into the elevator on the left, and that took us to the other side of the grate. After that, we headed down another hallway. It took us toward the bow and eventually to the number 6 that you 2 found earlier. We opened it and kept going. There was another locked door behind it, like usual, but this time we had to complete 2 different areas before we could unlock it. Once we were through that door, there was another hallway that went the other direction, toward the stern.
So, on your way, you found the elevator.
That's right.
So, in other words, you kinda did a lap, huh? You came from that side to this side.
Yeah.
With that settled, Junpei looked around.
So, where's the number 9 door?
Over here. Follow me.
Seven began walking down the hallway that led toward the stern. Junpei and the others broke into a jog to keep up with them.
By the way,
They had been walking for a while, June in silent step with Junpei when she spoke.
you know, it's because of Santa that we're all here right now.
Let's go, Santa!
That all 7 of us are going to door 9.
What?
You don't get it? Santa, 7, and Lotus. What's their digital root?
3 plus 7 plus 8 equals 18, 1 plus 8 equals 9.
9. It's 9.
That's right. They could have just left me behind and kept going if they'd wanted to.
Oh, that would have been pretty hilarious, though, truth be told.
Yes, because Santa wouldn't let them.
Yo! Seven and Lotus were like, peace out, homie. Let's go. But what a G, man. What a homie. My guy.
He said we can't leave June and the others behind. That's why we went looking for you guys.
And then you got on the elevator and went back to the central staircase.
That's right.
Well, I wouldn't have called that one. That Santa would be the one to stick up for you. I mean...
Junpei felt his eyebrows knit as he considered that.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Perhaps June had sensed Junpei's concern.
I don't mean that 7 and Lotus said they wanted to leave me behind. We were just talking about it, and Santa objected to it first.
Is that so?
Junpei was about to respond when... Seven suddenly stopped.
We're here.
In front of them stood a door.
So, is this...
Yeah.
Junpei couldn't see Seven's face, but he could see him nod.
There's no other place for us to go.
Nope. Just look around. There's a big old iron wall at the end of the hallway. The other hallways on the left and right are blocked by metal grates.
I see.
It looked as though Seven was right. The door in front of them was their only choice.
All right, let's get moving.
He pulled open the door and walked in. Junpei took a deep breath and followed. It appeared they'd been telling the truth.
No way.
The first thing Junpei saw as he entered the room was the number. 9. Like all the others, it was a rough thing made of red paint. The door it decorated sat on the back wall of a rectangular room. Don't know why that was so difficult, Jesus. Junpei ran up to it.
The 9 door.
It was a large double door with a powerful styling. Something about it was almost majestic, and it made the red paint look especially garish.
We're finally here.
Junpei grabbed the handle and shook. Didn't budge, but then he hadn't really expected it to. The red was bolted to the wall next to the door. Its display read vacant.
No doubt about it. This is door 9. Oh, finally! This is the last.
Junpei felt a flood of emotion wash over him. He felt a chill down his back, and his chest tightened as his blood began to boil. There was a moment of complete silence.
Junpei, look behind you.
He turned around.
Behind? What?
Junpei could scarcely believe what he saw.
Why? A door and a 9. There's another one?
Hey, what the hell? What the hell is going on here?
His words came slowly, and his brain struggled to understand what he'd seen. Look at that big old fucking coffin there with a display. You think I don't see that? That's where All Ice is hanging out. Good old Alice. On shaky legs, he made his way to the second 9. It was a small door set parallel to the door they'd come through, but in the other corner of the room, 9. There was no mistaking the number, and if any more proof was needed, a red was bolted to the wall near the door.
There's a red there too. That means... And of course it won't open.
He grabbed the handle and shook the door, not because he expected it to open, but because he had to make sure it was real.
But why? Why the hell are there 2 doors?
It was Ace who spoke first.
Do you think perhaps one is the right door and the other is the wrong one?
Lotus was skeptical.
I don't know about that. It seems unlikely.
What makes you say so?
Well, think about all the rooms we've been through so far. They're full of puzzles, but there are always hints about how to solve them. I'm pretty sure there aren't any rooms where we just had to go with our best guess and leave it to instinct to solve the puzzle.
Yeah, never do that. Not the very first room where you just brute force it. That'd be weird.
Do you really think that at the very end of the game, Zero's going to suddenly throw in something that depends entirely on luck?
Well, if if you always have faith and hope, then you'll always get luck. The Clover, it all comes to, everything's connected. The cells in your body used to be the burger you ate, and that was a cow that ate like grass. It's all connected, and the ice never melts. Everything's connected. I don't know.
Then
I'm
you're
trying.
saying there's some sort of hint in this room.
I'm waiting for the fucking Egyptian lady to walk in here, dude. I'm still waiting for it.
No, I don't think there's a hint anywhere in here. I searched it very well when I was in here before. I didn't find anything that might have been a hint, though.
Well then, that means...
Yeah, both of these are the right door. I mean, if you think about it, Zero never actually said there was only one door with a 9 on it.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Junpei began to mutter to himself.
So if there are 2 number 9 doors, if we split it up right?
That's not gonna work.
Junpei blinked and looked up at Clover. She held out her hand.
You've got a notebook and a pen, right? Can
Oh
I borrow
God,
them?
here we go.
Yeah,
Doing
here.
the quick math. Facts don't care about your feelings, Junpei. Slightly confused, he pulled them out and handed them to her. Sounds like a fucking marker, dude. What the hell?
Look
It's a
at this.
whiteboard. Clover opened the notebook to a blank page and set it down on the desk. Everyone else gathered around her and watched as she wrote down a series of numbers.
You get it? The numbers on the top are all the combinations with digital roots of 9. The numbers on the bottom are the people who don't fit. There's only 8 possibilities if we split up into 2 groups of 3 or 4 people. So...
If 3 people go through the door, then 4 are left behind.
What if we use the 0 bracelet?
If 4 go through, then 3 are left behind, right?
yeah.
Clover nodded, almost as if she were pleased with herself for solving a difficult math problem.
No way.
The room went very quiet. Silence lay across everyone like a thick, heavy blanket. No one spoke. Their faces were blank.
Come to think of it,
Desperate for something else to look at, Junpei turned his eyes to the room around him.
what is this room?
The walls were covered with candles. The wavering flame made the shadows of Junpei and his companions look as though they were dancing. 2 rows of wooden pews filled most of the room.
It looks like it's set up for some kind of ceremony. But what kind?
Between them was a strip of rich red carpet. The carpet ran straight through the room, ending at the door that pointed to the stern of the boat. At the other end of the carpet
Is that an altar?
was a recessed space set into the wall between the 2 other doors. Or it was. Sitting on a raised section of the altar was a coffin. Coffin. All ice.
No, it couldn't possibly be.
But if it wasn't, then whose body occupied it? That was as far as Junpei wanted to pursue that line of thought. He decided not to think about the coffin for the time being. At that moment, Seven spoke. There was an edge of humor to his voice, but it was forced.
Okay, I give up. I figured if we sat around here long enough, someone would volunteer. But I guess nobody's got the guts to do it.
What are you talking about?
Junpei didn't understand, and he wasn't the only one.
What? You guys didn't figure it out yet? Fine. Let me enlighten you. Clover was mostly right with her little explanation earlier, but she missed something. She wasn't really wrong. She just... screw it. Let me just write it out.
Seven snatched up the notebook and began to write in it. Everyone else clustered around him, desperate for a look.
If you're trying to leave with a group of 3 and a group of 4 and get everybody out, Clover's right. But there's another way. Only one combination, though. If you split us up into groups of 3, 3, and 1, you can make this combination.
Oh, Seven, no. I don't want to leave Seven behind. No, he's such a... Oh.
Wait, this means...
Don't get me wrong here. I'm not trying to copy Ace or anything like that. Even if he hadn't been the hero back in the big hospital room, I'd still be saying the same thing.
The same thing? Are you saying?
Yeah, I am. I'll stay behind.
What a guy. What a bro.
Why are you acting so heroic all of a sudden? Are you some kind of idiot?
Lotus was the first to speak. That in itself was a little strange. She'd reacted much differently when Ace had volunteered.
No, I'm completely against this. I'll be goddamned if I'm gonna have to owe you for getting out of here.
Hell yeah. The rest of them began to speak all at once.
I'm against it too. I didn't want to leave Ace behind, and I don't want to leave you either.
I don't like that idea. There's gotta be other options.
I disagree as well. I can't say I care much for you being the hero.
Finally, they quieted down. Junpei looked at Seven.
Well, there you go, Seven. Proposal denied. Clover's right. There's gotta be a better way than this.
Seven made some noise that was somewhere between a derisive snort and a cough.
Doesn't make any sense.
He was doing his best to pretend they were making a foolish decision, but Junpei could see the twinkling of water at the corner of Seven's eyes. Oh, I wouldn't want to leave you. I will admit, I'd be the piece of shit who'd be like, I mean, he offered, like, we could just get out of here. I'm a garbage human being, but it's sweet. I wish I could be a big enough man to be like, no, I will go down with you. I don't think I would. I think I would absolutely be like, guys, I mean, he's offering, like, what if we just, like, dipped, though, and lived? That was when Santa spoke.
Whoa, hold on a minute. I haven't said anything yet.
Until then, Junpei hadn't realized that Santa had stayed quiet for the whole discussion of Seven's fate. Something in his voice made Junpei uncomfortable.
Are you agreeing? You want to leave him here?
Santa shook his head.
Nah, I'm against it. I don't want to leave Seven here alone.
Then I don't see how it matters.
I said alone.
Huh?
I said I don't want to leave Seven alone.
There was a dull shine in Santa's eyes. They were cold and hard. Junpei felt himself shiver.
What the hell are you?
What? You don't get it? I can't leave just one person. I need 2 more. 3 people, including Seven. I'll be leaving behind 3 people.
What the fuck? What do you? Is he got like the gun or something? What's going on here?
That's my proposal. No, those are my orders.
Yeah, he's got the gun. Pull out the gun.
What do you mean, orders? What the hell makes you think you can order us around? Who the hell's gonna listen to you?
You all will. In 3 seconds, you won't have a choice.
What?
3, 2, 1.
Santa was so fast, Junpei could barely see him. When he moved, it was almost like watching a dance. His feet moving like lightning. He spun and... Oh my fucking god. It is the gun, dude! Jesus Christ, Santa. Oh my god. Why would you go through these theatrics of like, we can't leave June behind if you were absolutely still gonna leave everyone? Like, what the fuck, dude? He had June.
See? I told you.
His lips curled into a cruel, mocking smile.
Huh? What?
Shudder traveled the length of Junpei's spine. His chest froze and he could feel his breath go stale in his lungs. Nothing made sense. Junpei felt as though his head were about to explode. Santa's sudden change in attitude, saying that he needed 2 more. The gun in his right hand, a revolver. Santa had grabbed June from behind and pressed what Junpei's shaken brain identified as a revolver roughly against her temple.
Why? What the hell is that?
Where on earth had Santa possibly found a gun? Junpei's questions roared in his mind, but his mouth refused to ask them. Seven spoke, almost as though he had sensed Junpei's confusion.
The gun's from the other room.
What room?
One of the rooms behind door 6. I should have known he was gonna do this. I should have taken the gun.
Well, it's too late now, fat ass.
Damn it!
A mixture of fury and frustration twisted Seven's face, and he glared at Santa. Santa, for his part, didn't so much as flinch. The corner of his lip twitched into a slightly wider smile. Then the smile faded, and he began to move. He walked backward, dragging June with him. Before long, his back was resting against the door. On the wall next to him was the red. He put his hand on the scanner panel quickly and then forced June to do the same.
Now, time for you to start following my orders. Ace, Lotus, congratulations! I've chosen you to come with me. Put your hands on the red.
3 + 6 + 1 + 8 = 18. That was what Santa had meant when he said he needed 2 more.
Hey, you deaf? I gave you an order.
Santa's eyes narrowed to slits. He glared at Ace and Lotus. They stayed frozen like deer caught in the headlights of an oncoming car.
Right, fine. I didn't want to waste any bullets, but you guys just don't get it.
No sooner were the words out of Santa's mouth than his hand twitched. Holy shit, and the gun roared. Did he actually just ice her right here? A section of the floor exploded, scattering wooden splinters across the floor. A thin plume of smoke snaked out of the hole in the floor. There could be no doubt that the gun was real and worked.
He really shot it? But why? Santa, why are you...
Clover's voice spoke of betrayal and disbelief.
Santa, I thought you were one of us. I thought we were friends.
What?
You knew about the leaf words and the four-leaf clover.
Santa's cheek twitched almost imperceptibly.
What the hell is that shit? I've got no idea.
You're lying.
Shut up. Just shut up, you stupid bitch. You want me to put a bullet in your fucking head?
Flecks of spit flew from Santa's mouth, his face twisted with rage. Clover recoiled, her eyes wide. When she spoke, her voice was very small.
Santa.
He snorted, then shook his head vigorously and turned to face Ace and Lotus.
All right, assholes. What are you still standing there for? Get over here and scan those bracelets. I don't have all day. Oh, what's the matter? Your hearing's starting to go? Going senile, maybe?
Ace and Lotus still didn't move. It almost seemed as if they couldn't move. June's face was pale behind Santa's arm. Her eyes were wild and her chest heaved with every quick breath, like an animal cornered by a predator. Junpei's mind worked furiously, but what were they gonna do? Then he realized something. There was nothing they needed to do. There was nothing to debate.
That's it.
June's safety was the first priority. That much was obvious. Doing as Santa had commanded meant that she would be safe from at least 2 threats. She wouldn't be shot, and she wouldn't leave the ship and she would leave the ship alive. I thought that said she wouldn't. She wouldn't be shot, and she would leave the ship alive, along with Santa, Ace, and Lotus. There was only one thing for Junpei to do.
It's the only way.
He turned to Ace and Lotus.
Please, go. Huh?
No way.
Jumpy, what are you saying? If you stay here, you're going to be stuck, Jumpy. And so will Clover and Seven.
I know. But you don't need to worry about us. We'll figure something out. Right, Seven?
Right. You just leave it to us. It's gonna piss me off to do what Santa says, but...
Don't worry about me either. There's still something I have to take care of.
What if, hold on. 7 plus 4 is 11, plus 5 is 16, plus Snake's 2 is 18, which is 9. Just that easy, problem solved.
No, you can't! Ace, Lotus, don't come over! Don't worry about me, please!
June was almost crying. Junpei walked around behind Ace and Lotus. He gently placed a hand on each of their shoulders.
Please.
Pushed them toward the door. They almost stumbled, then righted themselves and took another step. And another. They turned around and Junpei nodded.
Go.
all right.
Fine.
Ace and Lotus turned around again and walked slowly toward the door where Santa was waiting for them. For what seemed like an eternity, they stopped in front of the door marked 9. Santa smiled.
All right, now let's get those hands on the scanner panel. What's the holdup? What? You think I'm fucking around here? I don't give a shit about this girl. The red doesn't need a person, you know? All I need is the bracelet. You get it? Good. Now put your fucking hands on the scanner. I'm not gonna say it again.
He shoved the revolver harder against June's head, and she winced.
Fine.
Ace sighed, defeated, and placed his hand on the scanner panel. Lotus went next. Lotus glared at Santa and slammed her hand onto the scanner panel. The 4th asterisk blinked on.
Good job. Now, Lotus, pull that lever. As soon as the door opens, you get your ass in there. Try anything stupid, and you know what happens, right?
Damn it.
Junpei could almost hear Lotus's teeth grind. The door slid open. Door number 9 opened at last. It opened with a low, powerful rumble, a drum roll to welcome the chosen few.
Good. Go.
Lotus and Ace walked through the door, their eyes furious, but defeated. Santa waited until they were all the way inside, then hauled himself and June across the threshold as well. 6, 7,
Later.
8. After exactly 9 seconds, the door swung shut. The gust of air it created caused the candles on the altar to flicker and die. The room fell silent. Junpei, Clover, and Seven had been left behind. Clover looked down at her hand and traced with her finger the faint blue veins that crisscrossed them. Seven shoved his arms into the front of his overalls and scratched his stomach. No one spoke. Silence made the air feel thick and oppressive. Desperate for something, anything to occupy his mind, Junpei walked to the larger of the 2 9 doors. He stood in front of it and looked at the red. It read, engaged. He moved to the smaller door. The red read vacant. Vacant. Don't know why I'm struggling with these words now all of a sudden. The digital root of the remaining people was 7. 5 plus 4 plus 7 equals 16. 1 plus 6 equals 7. There was no possible way for them to open a door with a 9 on it. Junpei touched the surface of the door.
June.
He thought about June, about Akane Kurashiki. Was she safe? That was all that mattered to him. If she was alive, if she had escaped this horrible boat, that was what Junpei prayed for. 7 came up next to him. He pulled off his hat, scratched his head, and sighed.
So, what do you want to do, Junpei?
What do you mean, what do I want to do? What can we do?
7 opened his mouth to respond when a noise echoed through the room. Someone was pounding on something vigorously. It wasn't mechanical. It was certainly human. Junpei and 7 looked at one another.
What the hell is that?
Shh, quiet.
Clover motioned to 7 to be quiet. She put one finger to her lips and closed her eyes in concentration. The June pounding on the door? The 3 of them listened, trying to determine where the sound was coming from.
Where is it coming from?
Bruh, that's terrifying.
Could it be?
Hey, I think it's coming from this coffin.
You're right.
Let's open it.
But how?
What are those muscles for? For show?
You're telling me
True.
to force it open?
Just shut up and try!
Junpei and 7 grabbed hold of the coffin. They tried to get a good grip on what little purchase they could find and pulled with all their strength.
Damn it!
It won't even budge.
There was some sort of keypad attached to the coffin. Its purpose would not have been difficult to determine. Their eyes were almost immediately drawn to it.
Not another one.
Yeah, looks like it.
Do you think we have to put in the right password or it won't open?
I think so.
The noise wasn't stopping. In fact, it was getting louder.
Whoever or whatever's inside this thing wants out. And now.
I know that. But how?
Without a passcode, I don't think there's much we can do.
I couldn't even tell how many numbers the passcode needed to be.
Isn't there a hint somewhere?
Well, let's look for one.
Unfortunately, there didn't seem to be anything near the coffin. Clover ran to examine the pews, and Seven investigated the desk, but they turned up nothing.
There's nothing here.
Not making this easy, are they?
The sound still wouldn't stop. It wasn't a noise that belonged in that room.
What's the passcode? What am I supposed to do? How can we figure it out? I need something.
Oh. Whole cutscene, dude. To be continued? What do you mean? What do you mean to be continued? Excuse me. Unfortunately, that's the wrong answer. Actually, I'm Santa. What? What the? What is this? Well, Ace was holding the gun there. Hold on. When does Ace get the gun? Yo, you got a little action shot. You're damn right I want to save. Oh, it's a coffin. Okay. There's another lock. Oh my God. Bro, there ain't no freaking yellow keys. You're killing me here, dude. What is the yellow lock? Okay. I guess we'll do the red keys next. Maybe that'll show me where the yellow keys are. I suppose, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, that's the end of the episode. It's a long one, I'm sorry, but I didn't want to cut off at any point. If we were getting so much info, I was so engrossed, you know? I didn't feel like I wanted to cut short, do the whole damn thing. I'm probably gonna do the same thing with the red locks too. We'll try and just knock it all out in one go. We'll see how much lore there is, because we're getting so many answers now, so I'm so in. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you look down in the description, you'll find a link to the Steam store page where you can pick up the game for yourself and give it a run through. Check it out. Figure out the damn yellow keys, I guess. Fucking yellow keys, man. Come on. Yellow keys, yellow submarine. Coincidence? I think not. But yeah, if you made it this far, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. I really do. And I hope you have a great rest of your day or your night or whatever time it may be for you. And I will see you again next time. Goodbye.